What the hell? Well, what can I say? I didn't expect that guy to be sitting up there with a Barrett 50 cal sniping. This is Modern Warfare 3, AA-12. Got a MOAB gameplay for you guys, and it's actually flawless. It looks like it's 3v3, and of course it's on erosion. Using my RPG with the AA-12, of course, the AA-12, whatever you like to call it. I think I just have damage and extended mags on this, and I get specialist and go complete ham sauce on some people, so I hope you guys enjoy that nonetheless. Let's go ahead and get into the subject. So I want to talk about this today because a lot of people have been asking me, to kind of talk about, some of the people that are concerned about quitting in Call of Duty, or just quitting, I guess, in games in general, to be honest. Call of Duty is one I want to focus on just because the gameplay is kind of, well, it's obviously Call of Duty, so let's just discuss Call of Duty and how they should do the, the system where people quit, rage quit, whatever you want to call it, leave the game, get disconnected, all that good stuff. We'll cover that real quick in this video. Okay, so you guys have been in that match where you may be doing good, or just you're in the match and the host tries to migrate, or it kicks you out or whatever, or just someone leaves the match. Let's say just take a 6 versus 6 for example. You're playing 6v6, kill confirmed. Newest Call of Duty, or just let's just say Modern Warfare 3. I don't want to talk about Black Ops 2. Not the biggest fan of it. So 6v6 Modern Warfare 3, and you're playing on, let's just say hard hat. And you're doing pretty good. You got your kill streaks going on. You're about halfway through the match, and then about 2 to 3 people quit on the other team. And then let's say some new guys join, and then they quit because they're probably getting their butts kicked or whatever. And that's kind of frustrating. I know a lot of people are thinking, this sucks. Usually your lobbies, if they don't, get people that keep quitting, it's probably going to end up ending the game. It'll say enemies forfeiting, and it's going to go to that little timer. And the match is just going to end, and a lot of people are bummed out. It's like, oh, that was a waste, and a waste of time and all that good stuff. And people are kind of bummed out. Sometimes it just where the lobby just doesn't get filled up. There's those scenarios where you'll just be versing like 2 or 3 guys, and no one's in the lobby for pretty much the whole game, or the guys are playing really slow, and that's no fun. No one likes to do that crap. You have those scenarios, or you have the people that. Dashboard, which is another big problem, especially peer-to-peer. For those of you who know what that is, it's pretty much PvP, and it's called peer-to-peer, where you're everybody in the lobby is pretty much going off of one person's connection. That's why it explains why some of the connections have been acting really funky lately. For one, Call of Duty is getting more and more popular every year, so there's going to be more and more people playing it. So you got to deal with people from the other sides of the world, of course. Sometimes if you're trying to balance it off of their connection, and it depends on how good your connection is, how good your connection to their connection is, and it also depends on how good their connection is. So there's a few factors that contribute to the connections in Call of Duty, of course, and just the connections in peer-to-peer games in general. That's why people are kind of getting excited for dedicated servers now. A lot of people, and you guys have probably, this is old news, but dedicated servers have been on the PC on Black Ops 2, maybe Modern Warfare 3, I don't remember, but they've been on Call of Duty before. My honest opinion on them, I think they're an improvement. They definitely are. So when people quit, you have a higher chance of not having a disconnection error, and no one likes that crap where you're playing good and then just suddenly the host dashboards or whatever, and basically completely disconnects from the game. Or there's another scenario where maybe his or her power goes out. There's a lot of things like that. Not just pressing the quit button on the game. And it disconnects everybody and ends the game, and I don't know how the experience works on that, if it loses progress for your experience earned. I never really fully understood that because I didn't really want to go into detail and to learn that, because it didn't really interest me, and I don't really care because it's nothing you can do. You can't really prevent it unless you had dedicated servers, which is why they talked about it briefly in Call of Duty Ghost. And like I said, people are pretty excited about that, so we'll have to see how they work in Call of Duty Ghost, if they're fully dedicated or if they're halfway dedicated servers. And I know you're thinking, well, how does all that technical aspect go into it? And to be honest, I can't really answer that question because I don't really know about it much. You should look around on YouTube and see if you can find some other videos that explain it better, because like I said, I don't know all the information about dedicated servers and Call of Duty Ghost servers in general. So you guys would probably check that out. You'll probably find some more informative videos on that. But my solution to the quitting system, not necessarily to keep people from quitting, because you're not going to stop people from quitting. Most likely there's frustrating factors and attributes to a game that people don't like. There's many of contributions to why people quit as well. One is why they're just getting frustrated. Now there's a few things that also contribute to this. As you see, I get the MOAB here. So one of them is people just feel like they're getting cheated. They're just not having fun. The people that they're playing against are playing really aggressive and they're, beating the shit out of them. And another factor is they're losing or they're just not doing good because of connection. That's one of the bigger factors into people quitting a lot, myself included, of course, along with many other YouTubers. They'll admit to you straight up, if the connection's bad, they're out of that game in a few seconds. I mean, no one wants to play on a bad connection. That's extremely understandable, so that's another reason people quit. Now, the reason people dash for and stuff, that's another that's another question in itself. There's a lot of reasons, and I'm not going to go into that, but you guys can kind of get the gist. It's pretty much the same deal. It's just a little bit more, a big of a problem because, when people dash for, no one really gets a lot of the experience they deserve for the match, and they don't even go into host migration. The game just ends like that, and it's a bigger problem. So that's why dedicated servers can definitely help on that. I do think, though, instead of punishing people for quitting, they don't need to do that. That doesn't help. That doesn't keep people from quitting more, because in Call of Duty 4, no one got punished for that, and not many people quit because the connections were pretty okay back then, and everything wasn't that rage-inducing, and for one, the population was not nearly as much as it is now. But what if they rewarded people for staying in the match? What if every person on the opposite team that you made quit, you got a little bit more experience at the end of the game, just to make it worthwhile to stay in the game? Instead of punishing, reward people that stay in the game. So, for example, let's say I stayed in a whole game, and let's say 2 or 3 people quit, and it gradually adds up per person on my match experience at the end of the game. I know it's just the little things, but the little things can make a big difference in this community. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments section, what you think about this idea. As of course, I hope you enjoyed the video, and you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one.